Hello everyone and welcome to Call of Duty. I was playing this morning and I finally got a good game. Took some time, but it's a game of HardPoint, which is my favorite game mode. It's the new game mode that was introduced with Black Ops 2, and the basic idea behind it is that there's this thing called a hardpoint, and it's this certain location on the map, and you just have to hold it with your team. And so in a matter of 2 seconds, it can transfer hands and another team can have it and whatnot. And so it's really fast-paced. It's an objective-based game, so I don't have to worry too much about kill-death ratio as far as, I'd rather go for the objective and play it safe, and that has two benefits. One, it's more fun, and two, you get more XP, I find. So it's probably my favorite game mode, and being an objective game mode, it does have a lot of team aspect to it. I don't usually chat with the team, like over voice or anything like that. However, I usually do chat over text a little bit, sometimes at the beginning, figuring out who has a UAV, who's doing what, things of that nature. And so, anyway, this game is on the map, what's it called? The map with the boat. It's on the boat map, and that's honestly probably one of my favorite maps, because it's small, and so you get a bunch of players on there, and you get really fast-paced action, you get a lot of people, a lot of carnage. The spawns aren't too good, which I actually like, because it means that you kind of have to always be watching, because people just randomly kind of change spawns, and you'll be doing something and you'll find an enemy spawn right behind you, right where you just spawned. And so some people find that annoying. I find it sometimes annoying, but usually quite a bit of fun for stuff. It keeps you on your toes, which I think is fun. So anyway, in this game mode, so far in this game I'm not doing all that good. It's just the start, and I'm probably about 1-for-1 KD or so, and then in about the second half, maybe a little bit before that, then I don't know what happens. The other team just gets they're not doing too good, and I'm listening to a good song, and so anyway, I just end up destroying a lot of people on the other team just really quickly, and our team ends up not actually winning, but I get a KD of over 2.0, and so it's a lot of fun. But anyway, one thing I'm noticing as I've been watching this is I'm not really using my kill streaks very much, and in Black Ops now they're called point streaks. Okay, so this is about where I start just slaughtering and having fun. I get a bunch of kills here, but I'm not really using my score streaks very much. A couple reasons is the way I stacked them. They're more stacked for outside maps, and right now I'm stuck inside. So I can't really use a care package, and I can't really use a hunter-killer drone, and to get down to my spy plane I'd have to use both. And so I don't really want to do that. And another issue is that with the score streaks, even if I did use them right now, I'd have to take my eyes off the actual action right now, and a bunch of people are trying to come in, a bunch of things are happening, and so as you can see right there, I had a 3-to-1 KD, I had 15 kills to 5 deaths, so still going pretty good. And then that happens, and then I didn't even see that, and I was watching this guy, and it's just awesome tomahawk shot. But haven't played with the tomahawk yet. I've played a little bit with the ballistic knife, and that's a lot of fun. Not very good at it, but when you actually get a kill, it's really satisfying. And this guy comes around. I saw him on my mini-map, that's why I'm turning. I use the mini-map a ton. Once you add a UAV or a spy plane to the mini-map as a kill streak, I think a score streak of 350 points, it just really helps you. You know where your enemies are, you know where they're going to be, you can go and find them and seek them out, and really knowing the location of your enemies is almost like having wall hack, except it's not updated in real time, it updates every couple seconds. But it's the lowest kill streak you can get, and it basically tells you where all the enemies are, which I think is really cool and a little overpowered. So I always use that kill streak. The care package I use because it gives me a chance to get some higher level items at some points. I don't like to play the kill whore, kind of, as I heard someone on YouTube describe it, gameplay where you just kind of obsess over getting as many kills as possible in a row, and you just kind of play it easy, you don't have a lot of fun, you don't get a lot of XP, you don't go after the objective, you don't do any of that, and you just try to get a bunch of kills, and then you get a beast kill streak and just decimate everyone. And I think I've tried that a couple times, and it's just not my favorite way to play, because you honestly don't end up having as much fun. You get less XP, it's not as engaging, and you don't play the objective, so you don't really help your team. until the end, and then that's if you do get a good kill streak. And then if you're on, you know, a score of, say, 12 deaths, I keep calling them kill streaks, they're technically score streaks, but you know, you're on a really good one and you're a couple kills away and someone kills you, and then you just lost like what you've been working on for 5 or 6 minutes, and then you have to resort to camping, and so just not a fun experience. So I prefer to use the care package because I do like the higher end kill streaks. However, I don't want to specifically go for them because, like I just mentioned, it degrades the playing experience. So what I did is I just get the care package and hope I get something good every once in a while. Hunter Killer is more of a fun thing than anything. It's a little plane that you can just throw and it just finds someone and kills them. And I think that's a lot of fun. It's more, it doesn't really get you much XP, it doesn't really help because it's not a very targeted system. There you see I threw my care package down, and that one's going to get stuck on a roof. But it just seems like the Hunter Killer, see here, I'll throw it right here and you'll see it, and it just like crashed into something I think and didn't even kill anyone, or maybe it kills someone later. But it doesn't really help as far as tactics. You don't really plan, you know, oh, I'm going to kill this guy with it. You can, but it's really hard to do that because you have to basically aim it in such a way where it can't escape, so the plane actually ends up crashing into a wall or something of that nature. So like if you throw a Hunter Killer drone in a really enclosed space, like say this room right here, it'll likely hit the edge of... There, I was so confused as to what happened then. I was like, oh, there's someone behind me. But anyway, if you have a Hunter Killer drone and you throw it inside a small room, it can't get out in time, and so it'll try to turn to get out and it'll hit a wall and explode. And so if you're stuck in another room with someone and you're about to throw a Hunter Killer out the door, you can aim it towards them and throw it, and then hope it hits the wall and explodes and hurts and kills them without killing you. Not my favorite strategy. It's extremely tricky to do. And at that point I thought that sentry gun was ours for some reason, I don't know why. I was like, oh, sentry gun, and then it killed me, and I was like, what the hell? And then I figured it out the next time I respawned. I was like, oh. So that's why I just jumped down in front of a sentry gun. I saw it, and I saw one of our team members near it, so I figured it was ours, but it was him trying to disarm it. So stupidly ran in front of it. And at this point in the game, it's kind of, it's really close. We are still losing, but if we just held the hardpoint for like half a minute, we would catch back up. So right here, our team, we're really trying to really get in and make use of all the time we have, but the game is coming to an end. We have less than 2.5 minutes to do this, and so it's not looking too up. However, we do get a couple good captures, and we get a lot of kills through this door here. Not necessarily me, but a lot of team members are just sitting there owning everyone through the door, and I'm kind of trying to go around and guard other areas and check the back door a little bit and run away from bombs, and then I get killed. So that's a lot of fun. But yeah, HardPoint, the actual mode itself, the HardPoint lasts for I think a minute, and it's just a location. It's designated by those little white arrows, and inside of that location, if you're standing in it and an enemy isn't standing in it, then you keep the HardPoint, and your team gets points for it every second. If the enemy has it, they get points for it every second, and if you're both in it or no one's in it, no one gets any points until the situation changes. And once it expires, it always starts in the middle of the map. The first capture hardpoint is always at the middle of the map, and then towards the end it starts kind of being a little bit based on who's winning and who's losing, but it's for the most part pretty random, and I haven't noticed any particular patterns with it. It just seems to be kind of either the, in air quotes, random number generator that they use, or something that's loosely based on both random numbers and on which team's winning. You know, if a team's winning, then it'll put the hardpoint at a little harder place for them to reach to kind of balance the game out. I have been fairly impressed with their balancing system. There's obviously still a lot of times where you get a team and you're like, man, we got owned 200 to 50, you know. It still happens, but not quite as often, and it's usually because they match some really good player on your team and he ended up either like quitting or timing out, or he was just for some reason awesome for one game and now he's not. So, but the balancing system I've noticed has been better. However, the spawning system a lot of people complain about because it's not very useful for teams, because your team doesn't really spawn together, at least in HardPoint. See here, that's how you kill someone with a Hunter Killer drone targeted. It's kind of tricky. If you throw it right at them, see that didn't have time to turn up away from the ground to go upwards and try to map someone else out, so it ended up flying right into that person. As well, if you aim a hunter-killer drone right at something like a spy plane or something of that nature, it'll go after the enemy's spy plane. So, just a tip. Right here, I thought I had more time than I did, and so I ran out and wasn't really being very smart and ended up getting killed right at the end. And then, watch me get killed on the final kill cam right here. There's me. There's that guy bumping me with his shield, and then here's this guy just doing this big flail with his knife, and then I die. So final score was 48-20 for kill streaks, and we lost miserably as far as points. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.